A book courtesy from the Bureau of International Information Programs, U.S. Department of State. USA History in Brief. Introduction. The history of the United States has been an experiment in democracy for more than 200 years. Issues that were addressed in the early years continue to be addressed and resolved today. Big government versus small government, individual rights versus group rights, unfettered capitalism versus regulated commerce and labor, engagements with the world versus isolationism. The expectations for American democracy have always been high, and the reality has been sometimes disappointing. Yet the nation has grown and prospered, though a continual process of adaptation and compromise. Early America. At the age of the most recent ice age, about 35,000 years ago, much of the world's water locked up in much of the world water was locked up in vast continental ice sheets. A land bridge as much as 1,500 kilometers wide connected Asia and North America. By 12,000 years ago, humans were living throughout much of the Western Hemisphere. The first Americans crossed the land bridge from Asia and were believed to have stayed in what is now Alaska for thousands of years. They then moved south in the land that was become the United States. They settled along the Pacific Ocean in the northwest, in the mountains and deserts of the southwest, and along the Mississippi River in the Middle East. These groups were known as Hohokam, Adenans, Hopi Williams, and Anasazi. They built villages and grew crops. Some built mounds of earth in the shapes of pyramids, birds, or serpents. Their life was closely tied to the land, and their society was clan oriented and communal. Elements of the natural world played an essential part in their spiritual beliefs. Their culture was primarily oral, although some developed a type of hieroglyphics to preserve certain texts. Evidence shows that there was a good deal of trade among the groups, but also that some of their relations were hostile. For reasons not yet completely understood, these early groups disappeared over time and were replaced by other groups of Native Americans, including Hopi and Sunni, who flourished by the time Europeans reached what is now the United States. About 2 million native people, maybe more, lived here. The first Europeans to arrive in North America, at least the first for whom there is a solid evidence, were Norse. They traveled west from Greenland, where Eric and the Red had founded a settlement around the year 985, and 1001 his son Leif is thought to have explored the northeast coast of what is now Canada. Ruins of Norse houses dating from that time have been discovered at El and Meadow in northern Newfoundland.